Hello, welcome to our talk today. Hi, Neha.
Hi, hi, Claudia. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Also,
Yeah, so glad to be here today, and happy Women's Day to you
happy
and everyone who is
Women's
joining
Day as
in.
well, and everybody. I hope you guys had a lovely day celebrating all the women you love
Yes.
and you respect yesterday. So today is a really, you know, great opportunity for us to actually come together and kind of discuss something that's really close to heart.
Yeah.
Um, but like we can wait a bit until more people come in and more people join the conversation. And in the meantime, welcome to everyone. If you're new here, welcome and hello. Do let us know in the comments below if you are, if you are a user of Intellect or if you are a subscriber of Style Theory. We really want to know who's here. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. And yeah, like if you guys have any questions, please, if you'll see like a little speech bubble below with a little question mark. Do click into that. Leave us a question. We'll try our best to answer all of them at the end with a Q&A. And so yeah, let's quickly jump into it. So today, Nia and I will be talking about embracing and expressing your unique beauty, whether that means working on your inner self or tailoring, your closet to show up as your best self. And so, Neha, tell us, you know,
Yeah.
tell us what intellect, tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Thanks, Claudia. So, yeah, first of all, I'm really happy that we have this such an important subject to discuss today. So, let me tell you a little bit about myself and the company. Hi, everyone. I'm Neha. I'm an ICF certified coach, and I work with Intellect as a behavioral health coach. And to tell you a little bit about Intellect, Intellect is Asia's one of the largest and fastest growing mental health company. And its core mission is to provide mental health care and well-being support easily accessible to workforces and individuals, as easily as as easy as having professional support at your fingertips, because all the sessions we do is online. And at Intellect, we have certified coaches, psychologists, therapists across 20 countries in Asia. And yeah, what I do at Intellect. So as a behavioral health coach, I work closely with clients from different walks of life, different locations. I work closely with them to help them reach their personal and professional goals by employing some of the evidence-based approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy, motivational interviewing, positive psychology to help reframe the perspectives. And some of the some of the most common challenges I hear is social anxiety, low motivation, low self-esteem, low body image, and there are certain things which we can do about it. It's manageable, and I'm happy that today we'll have a chance to talk about some of these issues and what we can do about it.
Yeah, I
And
think
yeah,
absolutely. Thank you for the introduction. I think that Intellect is such a great and unique platform that everyone can benefit from. So I think that today it's great that we get a taste of what kind of tips or tricks that you guys can share with us to help us for building our inner confidence and our awareness, and also obviously taking care of our mental health. And so, yeah, a quick introduction from my end. My name is Claudia. I am a fashion brand merchandiser at Style Theory. And so, for those of you who don't know what Style Theory is or what we do, we are Southeast Asia's largest online subscription-based designer and fashion rental service. Our goal is to make renting the norm and obviously promote more sustainable practices when it comes to consuming fashion. So being mindful, being aware of choosing and trying on different things, and also with over 300 designers in our inventory, you can experiment with different ways to find your style. We something like a fun fact that I'm really proud of is that we have facilitated more than 2 million rentals. And through this, we have saved over 600,000 items from being prematurely going into the landfill. So that is something that I think is quite impressive. And everyone in the company strives to make an impact on, sustainable practices in fashion. And so, question for everyone, has anyone heard of Style Theory? Are you guys a subscriber? Please let us know below. And yeah, what I do is I basically work with a lot of brands. I try to introduce a lot of new brands into Singapore through Style Theory, because I think that everyone can benefit from trying out very different styles and having exposure to brands from all over the world. I think that it's great that we have a platform where we can share all of this resources and at the same time love the way that we can appear as someone different, or appear in a way that's unique to how we feel that day, which is something that's a topic we're going to explore further today. And so today we will quickly talk about, Neha will be taking the lead in sharing, some tips on how healthy well-being practices can cultivate a deeper appreciation for our bodies, doing the work from within, creating self-awareness, and addressing the inner critic, practicing gratitude for our bodies. Whereas I will share some ideas and tips. And disclaimer, not an expert here. We're all on our own journeys. But, I will share with you some of the ways how I dress, or how I found a way where dressing or using fashion as a tool has really made a positive impact on how I feel about myself, and how it has brought a very positive outlook to my day-to-day life. So Neha, do you want to share with us a little bit about what you want to talk about today?
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Claudia, for sharing so many important tips, and it's really interesting to learn what to do, what your company does. It's a very interesting model, and also to know, how fashion can play a part in the topic we're discussing today, which is embracing and expressing your unique beauty. So first, the most important thing I would say is, first thing is to appreciate your own body, appreciate your uniqueness, and not compare it with anybody else. It's a proven fact that mind and body are connected. One impacts the other. So, it's important to look at ourselves and focus on the positive, see ourselves in a positive light, and that's where, there are certain things which we can do externally, which can help us and change the way we feel internally. For example, if you're feeling low or demotivated, you might try putting on something which you like, something which makes you feel happy, something which makes you feel good about yourself, and you'll instantly notice a shift in your energy, in your mood. You can every day you can start your day with mindful dressing. By mindful, I mean, something which, depending on how you want to feel that day, how you want to show up, whether you want to feel comfortable, you want to stand out or fit in, something which empowers you. So that's what I meant by, mindful dressing. So there are certain things you can do about it. And I would like to know a little bit more, the tips on how else fashion can play a role, how we can dress to reflect our mood, or use fashion to change how we want to feel.
Yeah, I think it's so important to highlight how much internal comparison everyone goes through. And it's so important to stress that you're not alone in feeling that way. I think we all have an inner critic, a saboteur who often tells us, oh, maybe that person you see on social media is living this perfect life. Why am I not living this perfect life? And having these dialogues and giving power and emphasis to these dialogues actually takes away your happiness and takes away the control you can have over your day-to-day experience. And so mindful dressing is definitely something that's very close to heart. And with day-to-day life so hectic, there is only so much that we can control, right? And the way that we dress and show up is one of them. And we have the power to choose how we show up as our best selves every day. Show up as the person you want to be. And this was really evident during COVID, for me at least. Last few years, we really lost a lot of social activities. I lost the motivation to shop. I lost the motivation to really dress up and to try different things and and I stopped asking myself, how do I feel today? Because every
Yeah.
day I was showing up at home in sweats, working from home and like not doing
Yeah.
much, right? So I think post-COVID, putting in more effort to engage in like social activities, going into the office can really make a big difference on how you feel day to day. Not just because of your interaction, but it's your interaction with yourself. It's your interaction with how you feel showing up, right? So I
Yeah.
think that fashion can play a role here, with, fabric, material, shape, the cutting, all of this can influence your body and your mind, right? So just to give you guys a very quick example, I think that, when you are running into a meeting, you want to be the center of attention. You want to show up as someone really sharp, really powerful. What you can do, and these are just some examples that I've found on Style Theory, and feel free to go and take a look if you want to. But something like this, like a structured blazer with kind of like a same color tone could really, like, I think, shift your mood and the power that you feel within yourself. But, of course, if uh, it's, weekend, if you want to feel more relaxed, if you want to feel more in tune, more warm, I would go for something like this. Something
Yeah.
like warmer color, something that's more flowy, something that's more easygoing. So these are all items on Style Theory that I have my eyes on. If you're interested, you can also take a look. And yeah, so, I do acknowledge that everyone, this could vary from people to people. We all go through, different emotions throughout our days and seasons of life. So Neha, how do we take stock of our evolving emotions through this journey?
Yeah, it's a very important question. And first of all, it's really nice how you shared how we can use different colors and fabric to change our mood depending on how we want to feel. Um, so it's a very relevant question you just asked, like how we take stock of our emotions, especially all of us, we all go through emotional ups and downs. So what we do is to reframe our self-critical thoughts. It's important to be aware of the inner self-critical thoughts which keeps telling us that you
Yeah.
are not good, you don't you're not you can't accomplish this and accomplish that. So be aware of those thoughts. And especially today, when we're exposed throughout the day, we're exposed to so much of media, so much of content. It's very common for us to compare ourselves with others, and have not so positive emotions. And a lot of times it happens that when we look at someone online or offline, and we think that okay, they are better than us in a certain way, whether appearance or whether external accomplishments, we start to judge ourselves. We think that okay, I don't have that, or I haven't accomplished that. We start having those negative thoughts in our mind, the self-judging thoughts, the self-critical voice. And these thoughts, they tend to lower our self image, lower our confidence, and it's not really serving us. And a lot of times and we don't even know that people we are comparing ourselves with, they might also be going through similar emotions, they might be going through their own internal challenges. So it's important to come out of this comparison cycle, and as soon as we are aware that okay, we are having these non-serving thoughts and non-empowering words we are telling ourselves, like okay, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, or I'll never be that way. It's immediately put a stop to that and replace it with positive thoughts, replace it with something, things which you like about yourself. So, and actually recently at Intellect, we did a study with 300 plus youths, where they learn to train their minds and reframe their minds thinking by enforcing positive affirmations, by enforcing positive self-talk. And by constantly doing that for a period of time, what we notice is that after a certain amount of time, the level of body dissatisfaction dropped drastically, and there was a deeper sense of self-appreciation, and a healthy body image. We use this, we used one of our features on our app called body learning path, body image learning path, and this is actually available on our platform. So we used this app to a study, and it was we had a very good, very positive feedback and results. So people who are joining in, please stay till the end to know how to use how to access this app. And yeah, and I would actually like to ask the viewers, please just note down something positive about yourself, something which you are proud of, something which goes beyond physical appearances. You can mention in the comment section if you like. Yeah. So
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with what you're saying about like noting down what we love about ourselves and just being aware of our strength instead of giving so much power to what we don't like about ourselves or what we think
right.
others might be thinking about us. Because I do think that once we think too much about things like that, we actually take away kind of the happiness of just being present
Yeah.
of in our day and just not giving ourselves that emphasis and that care that we should. And so, I think, thank you, Neha, for sharing so many good tips. I think
Yeah.
that these are all things that we should constantly remind ourselves, especially
Yeah.
in this day and age when it's so easy to make comparisons, when it's so easy to overthink.
Yeah.
With the overflowing information coming in, that's definitely something I find myself struggling with. But I do think that since I've started, journaling every day and like practicing daily affirmations, and I actually I use the 5-minute journal.
Wow.
So yeah, so every day I just write down what I'm grateful for, write down how I feel, write down something I'm happy about, and just like focus my mind, train my mind to only like expand the good.
Wow.
And that's really made a positive impact on my everyday. Not to say that I don't have bad days, I still go through those, but at least I do what I can within my power to control my outlook and to control my day. So I think journaling is one of them. And I think that for me personally, putting on an outfit, using fashion as a tool to really express myself and to be able to align how I look or how I appear with like how I feel on the inside has been
Yeah.
really helpful. So here we have, yeah, I've been journaling for around, I started early this year. So I started like day one of this year, 2023. So it's been like 3 months. But I've seen a really big improvement for me because I start my day focusing my mind on the good and what I'm grateful for. And that has really helped me push through, the things that are hard. It's easier for me to go, oh, I am having this thought that isn't serving me. So being more aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been
Yeah.
really helpful. On the outside, obviously, playing with fashion choices can help boost my mood as well. So, for example, experimenting with color, experimenting with different styles. Sometimes I need that, push to get out of my comfort zone. I
Right.
wear black a lot. I feel I don't know. Let me know in the comments, you guys, if you guys think black is a very calm and peaceful color, because that's how I feel. Not for everyone, though. But definitely, I think that, one way to really boost your mood is try something new, try something different, try something out of your comfort zone. And that is where I think like having a subscription to Style Theory or like having a subscription to a rental platform has really served me in kind of practicing something new, because you have a platform with like minimal kind of investment, like financially, but you get to choose so many different like outfits, colors, and I get to try different shapes, silhouettes for different occasions. And I think that having this kind of versatile closet has made me realize, okay, when I try it on, does it spark me joy? Like some
Yeah.
Marie Kondo magic, does it spark me joy? And I've realized that maybe I can try something more than black and white. Like I've realized
Why
that,
not? Yeah.
yeah, I actually feel really happy when I'm wearing something like rusty orangey. That makes me feel great. Everyone is saying they love black. Thank you. I'm not alone. Not alone on this journey.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, guys, like I think when you're having a day when you're not feeling yourself, fall back to black if you just want to feel at peace, feel aligned with yourself. But maybe if you need to show up that day with a bit of extra power, with that extra boost, try something new. You know, try something you haven't tried before. Maybe the shape, the silhouette can still be a bit more traditional, like a t-shirt cut, a singlet, you know, or like a one-piece dress, very simple. But try it in a different color, try it in a different print. You might feel different to what you think you would feel, and you know, really, yeah, exactly, accessorize. And also, once you try on something new, kind of ask yourself, how do I feel? I think we don't really ask ourselves that anymore, because we tie a lot of how we look and how we dress to how we think other people think of us. You know, it's
Right.
is this look you know, Instagram check? Is this look trendy right now? But it might not necessarily align with how you want to feel on the inside, right? So guys, when you are trying something new, really like sit down or like look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I feel powerful in this outfit? Do I feel good? Do I feel like myself? I think that that's super important. So definitely we all face different challenges every day, but you know, the consensus is we can be more gentle towards ourselves, and we can always find ways to express how we feel through fashion choices, right?
Right, absolutely. And it's so interesting to know that, okay, like, to notice what kind of fabric or what kind of color, what kind of dress evokes what kind of emotions. How does it change our energy? How does it make us feel?
Yeah.
Like, I personally like light colors. Like, I'm wearing yellow today. I like
Mhm.
colorful things, pastel light colors, and it makes me really puts me in a calm state of mind, and makes me feel more comfortable. So it's really nice to notice that. I mean, I
Yeah,
think we all do that unconsciously, but we don't really notice. Without knowing that, we have a habit that, okay, yeah, let's try this, let's try
exactly.
that. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So I think it's, yeah, it comes down to just being conscious of like how you feel in certain things.
yeah, absolutely. And I love what you mentioned about gratitude, writing down things you're grateful for. It's one of the great practices. A lot of my clients do that. I do that. I've been doing it for, I think, 7, 8 years actually. And it's a very great practice, and it helps us to remind ourselves of the good things which are in our lives. Remember good experiences,
Yeah.
what happened in our lives. So sometimes if you're feeling low, if you're not in a good mood or stressed out, it it gives you like a boost of energy, or if you go through your gratitude journal, just go back and relive some of those happy times, happy moments. Doesn't matter how big or small.
Yeah.
Things like if I traveled and I saw snowfall, or one day I received an unexpected call from a cousin I've been never spoken to. So any big or small things, it just creates happiness and joy in that particular moment. And in today's life, with so many distractions around, it's a good practice to
Yeah.
constantly remind ourselves of good things around us, good things which are happening, positive in our lives. So it's a amazing practice, to enforce. And while we are talking about this, I also wanted to share that these things which we try out, and we can see ourselves which works, which doesn't, being aware of our thoughts, and trying on different outfits. There's sometimes there are cases where people are facing more serious challenges when it comes to body image and self-esteem.
Mm.
And if you see certain symptoms like extreme social anxiety or persistent low mood, going out of your way to avoid public people interaction, depression. So if you notice these kind of symptoms, it's advisable to go talk to a professional, a coach, a therapist, or call a hotline, or any support you can find, which is available close to you. So it's just important, just it makes sense, to watch out for these symptoms and be aware of what's happening inside you. And yeah, we are actually uh, more kind and more compassionate to other people than ourselves. We tend to judge ourselves more. So just be more compassionate and kind to yourself, and focus on the accomplishments not only, your external or appearances. Focus on the accomplishments, like if you have clocked in 10,000 steps for the day, or you have finished a marathon you always wanted to do. So, and write on these accomplishments, the positive things about yourself and about those qualities which go beyond your, appearances. So it's like a good, healthy mind body, connection.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I think that once we have the power to kind of focus our brains on like what is important to us, and we should only focus on things that serves us. And I think I totally agree. More often than not, especially with women, we are our own harshest critic.
yeah,
And I think what we think others think might not be true, but we definitely are a lot more, you know, we're a lot more harsh on ourselves, I
right,
think, in the
yeah,
environment. And in a way, I think it could be, used as good motivation if we can be more encouraging with the tone and the way that we talk to ourselves. It's so important to check our tone. I've noticed in the past, I have suffered, well, not suffered, but like I went through phases where, especially like for example, I felt like I wasn't showing up as what people expected of me, and I
hmm.
wasn't showing up in a way where I liked the way I looked. And that was a whole journey, growing up and then finding out that nothing really matters as long as you like the way you look. And that took a
Absolutely.
long time, yeah, for me to get to that conclusion. Because before I tied all of my self-validation with others and not with
Mm,
myself. And obviously, it's easier said than done. It definitely takes time to get to this part. But I think that, just listening to some of the tips that Neha, yeah, shared today, and also I think really working on your own mental health can help us get to this stage and to this place where you're just happy and aligned with who you really are, and you show up as your best self today every day. Not every day you show up as the most glamorous self, but then every
yeah.
day you show up as your most authentic self, which is the most important part. And so definitely I think today's conversation has helped me and reminded me what is really important, to be grateful for myself and for my body. And I hope that everyone else enjoyed this conversation as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you mentioned, going through that phase, everyone goes through that phase when you want to either fit in or just feel okay, around people, or think or worry, what other people might think about you. I have gone through that phase myself, when you try hard to fit in a certain group, but
Exactly.
eventually when you realize that okay, it's not a good feeling, it's not who you are,
Yeah.
it takes time. It actually takes time to to soften that the self-critical voice which we have all the time, and that
Yeah.
need to fit in and see what other people expect from us. So
Yeah.
it's a journey, yeah, to just realize and be yourself. It's the easiest thing to be, I think, to just be yourself. It's the most comfortable thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be yourself and be kind to yourself. Not every day is
Yes.
gonna look the same. Not every day feels the same, but all we can do is know what makes us feel good, know what makes us feel comfortable, and then have these reminders like, oh, I'm doing pretty good today. It's not as
Yeah.
bad as I think. And maybe sometimes you put on an outfit, you don't love it, but then, maybe it doesn't, you definitely, I think, magnify it more than others do. And I think remember
Right.
that people probably don't notice. Like my boyfriend definitely doesn't notice. So,
Yeah.
so it's really important for us to just, the important thing is it's important to us, and then
Yes.
that's all that matters. Yes.
Yes, yes. We are our biggest critic, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people who have, stayed so far, I wanted to tell you that our Intellect app, how to download your Intellect app, the lot of features are available for public, including body image learning path.
Mm.
So just go to Apple Store or Google Play and download the app, and you'll have access to a lot of wonderful resources,
Yeah.
helpful resources.
I actually saw a comment here that's pretty interesting. said, I think it's harder when you're trying to be yourself and others try to put you down. I don't conform to their ways, but that's also a torture. I totally agree. And actually, I can hear 100 nice compliments and supportive
Yeah.
comments, and I see one bad one, and then that could just ruin my day. So it's
Yeah.
not to say that others don't have power over you, especially when they're being mean. I guess all we can do is, understand that they're probably the fact that they are externalizing this type of behavior and this type of negative energy means that they're probably going through something themselves.
Right.
Maybe they're not aligned with themselves. Maybe they don't like who they are, which is why they are externalizing this towards you. And so not giving them that power over you and over your day is the best thing you can do for yourself. What do you think, Nia?
Absolutely. You said it so beautifully that not to, derive like your sense of self-esteem from what other people are thinking about you, how other people are looking at you. So do not give them that power. And sometimes it's okay to detach yourself from, the viewpoint of other people, the feelings, how they're looking at you. A little bit, if you detach yourself and know who you are, what is important for you. And this again, and also reminds me that, if you are giving compliment to someone else, so it's not try to compliment their qualities, maybe their fashion choices, instead of their looks or their appearances. For example, if you are telling someone that hey, you look great in that dress, that has an assumption that you don't always look great, but you're in that particular dress you do, versus that dress looks great on you. Which means that okay, you always look great and you make that dress look great too.
Yeah.
So there's how you give compliment to other people. It's kind of a reminder to us as well that yes, sometimes the choice of words, we all of us we do that sometimes unconsciously. So if other people are doing it, just be aware that okay, like you said, they might be going through their own journey. They might be attaching their self-worth or self-esteem to external appearances, certain things. But if that's not you feel okay. It's okay to just be yourself.
Yeah, great quote from the comments from Chris B. Thomas. You are not supposed to fit your clothes are supposed to fit you.
Wow.
You carry your outfit,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
how you feel on the inside and how much power you have over your own emotions and your own feelings can translate, through the way that you look on the outside. But also, obviously, use fashion as a tool. It's an extension of yourself. It's an extension of how you feel. It's there to help you. So definitely that's my relationship with fashion. It's changed. I think it's like people's relationship with food. I've definitely have as I said, it was a journey, but now I'm a lot more aligned and happy with my relationship with my closet. And everything inside there sparks me joy. Like, I love Americano.
And
Right.
that's how it should be. Yeah. And that was a very powerful line.
Yeah.
That was a very powerful comment. The clothes should fit you, not the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. So should we quickly go through the questions in the Q&A? Let's see what we can answer. Question for Neha. How can I be a better support for my friend who has body dysmorphia?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, great question. And it's nice, to trying to help your friend who is going through her emotional journey in terms of body image. So how you can support is, first of all, to appreciate, to notice, bring out those good qualities about her to her, and try to make her feel that okay, this is you. All of us, all of us go through this. All of us have certain body image issues, and how you support is to pointing it out, the good qualities, her strengths, and things which not just limited to physical appearances, and trying not to get affected by I know it's easier said than done. We do get affected, but the tip is to emotionally detach yourself with those comments, because you are not in there. That's a different world. You are not inside it. You are yourself. So yeah, that would be a good support to your friend.
Yeah, I wonder if we all suffer from body dysmorphia, like to a certain extent, right? Like we all
Yeah.
think, oh, I
So
could be taller, I could be
yeah,
slimmer, or
yeah,
maybe I am bigger than I think that I really am. But actually, we
yeah,
definitely, yeah, we all combat that. So that's a really great tip.
yeah.
We have
And
another
there is
question.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
sorry.
go.
Yeah, and there is nothing called a perfect body or a perfect figure. We think that way because when we look on social media, everything seems perfect. Everyone seems to be better looking than us. But we are living right now, we're living in a time with the good thing is every body shape, every, color, skin, height or height, there is a place for everyone. And we appreciate all kind of beauties, all kind of, skin color or shapes. It's appreciated. And we notice that. So to show her, help her see those, people who have similar attributes like her and try to make her see that how beautiful that person is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think yeah, kind comments definitely makes a big difference. We probably don't even we're not aware of how much that could make someone's day. But sometimes if you see a friend or colleague say, "Wow, you look great in that
yeah,
dress," that could make their day. You don't know that.
yeah,
But just be kind, be happy, be kind, and yeah, I think everyone can make a big impact on other people. So we have, how do we build a mindful capsule wardrobe, being aware of sustainability alongside the idea that colors, fabric can help regulate our emotions. Um, so, so I think that obviously colorful choices is an investment because obviously we usually invest in a capsule wardrobe. We focus a lot on black, white, the more muted colors that we can mix and
mm,
match, gray, navy. For me, so first of all, as I mentioned, I think having a rental subscription can definitely help you to be more sustainable towards trying out different colors because first of all, it's a shared wardrobe. So the clothes are circulated through, with other people. It's not like you buy a dress, you wear it 3 times. That dress is worn and loved over and over again. So that is one way. For me personally, I found out that I don't know if you guys have heard, but there is like a skin color test online where you can take where it shows whether or not you have a cool tone or like olive tone or warm tone. So everyone has like a different
mm,
shade for their skin tone. I am warm tone, and so I don't look good in like bright red or like bright pink or like bright blue, like anything too sharp. And so what I found out is that I generally lean towards something like a rusty orange or like a more warm kind of red color. And so I build my colors based on that shade of colors. But this is more specific towards everyone's preference. Some people, love how they look and feel in certain colors. And maybe once you've tried it, once you feel like this is my color, expand on that color.
mm.
And you don't have to have all the colors in the rainbow. You just need ones that work for you. And so that would be my advice. Hope that
Yeah.
was helpful.
I
And yeah,
didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know that there is, you can test your skin color, warm or
yeah.
bright. It's amazing. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I'll
Yeah,
try
it's
that.
it's like it's I think generally more used for makeup where it's like you're trying on different like lipstick color.
Mm,
But for me, I have noticed that sometimes I will try on something like a bright pink and I feel horrible. I don't think I look great.
okay.
And so knowing that made me realize I'm not going to invest in this color. I'm going to invest in colors that make me feel warm, that makes me feel happy. So yeah, definitely. All right. So last question, actually,
Mm,
before we go into the recap. So, what's the one thing you do to hype yourself up that's really working for you? What do
mm.
you think, Nia?
Okay. For me, first is yes, I would first thing is that I would want to feel comfortable first so that I'm not stressed out. I don't have any anxiety once I'm comfortable. I pay attention on what I'm telling myself if I'm going out, in a situation where it gives me stress or anxiety. So I'll tell myself it's like a positive self-talk that okay, yeah, it's okay. It will be fine even if I don't do well, even if it doesn't uh, go great, it's fine. It's okay. I'll be fine. you know, to be comfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable,
Oh, I
comfortable
love
being
that.
uncomfortable.
Being
So
comfortable, being
being,
uncomfortable. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
then it removes the fear of, failure,
Yeah.
a judgment, something going wrong. So that's something which I do myself, and then it helps me to, yes, get back on my feet, and have a good spirit before I go out, or
Yeah.
go in that situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, awesome. For me, and I think this looks different to everybody, but for me, when I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, I like to go for a run to just sweat it out. Because
Mm.
I think when I move my body, I have this mentality that the more I move, the more energy I gain. And so I try to really sweat it out in the morning and then have like a nice long shower to
Mm.
just wake myself up. That usually hypes up my mornings. Or sometimes I think it depends on what gives you energy. So, for example, introverted people would prefer to, like have a alone, like a morning alone, reading a book, listening to music. That's how they re-energize themselves. For extroverted people like me, I will probably hit up friends who, close friends, hit up friends
Mm.
who usually can hype me up, because we have great conversation, we laugh about everything. Being around people I love really helps hype me up. So these are some things that I like to do, but obviously every
Mm.
day looks different, and everyone's routine looks different. So find something that works for you, and then maybe have these practices in mind whenever you're not feeling as good in the morning, and just like get it out the way in the morning. Like make plans, be
Yeah.
proactive. We all have control over our days.
Yeah. I love the fact, I love the tip, to surround yourself with, people who help to lift you up and lift your mood.
Yeah,
That's yeah, something
I'm
I think
seeing
is good.
here.
Mm.
I'm seeing here taking a 5-minute walk between busy meetings also works. Yeah, that's
Mm.
awesome. I think that that's something I should do as well, actually. So yeah, let's. I hope this was everyone. One thing. I hope this was helpful for everyone.
Mm.
Right now, we're gonna go into a quick recap of what we did, of what we talked about today. So Neha, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
can you see this?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like we mentioned earlier, reclaim your self-confidence and fashion freedom. And I think we can see the icons, we can see, I think it's visible to people. It's a little bit small, but yeah, mindful about how we personalize and present ourselves. Try journaling, for to have gratitude, and reframe self-critical talk. Replace it with positive self-talk to soften our inner critic. So these were the three broad areas we covered today.
Awesome. All right. So let's see. Here is some information on how you can
Yeah.
get started on Intellect. Uh, Feel free to take a screenshot of this if you're interested. We'll also post this later on, I think. And so yeah, download the Intellect app, launch the app, create an account, and enter your information, and you have access, right, Neha?
Yeah. So you can actually download it from Apple Store or Google Play. It's available both platforms. So just look for Intellect, download it, and then you will have free access to a lot of its features on the app.
Awesome. Okay, so I think it's time to announce our
Wow.
winners.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so thank you so much, everyone who commented and who participated. We do have some lucky winners today who can claim some of the prizes, and we will, I think, reach out to you through DM. And yeah, so someone will reach out to you, but these are our lucky winners today. I
Oh,
hope you guys
congratulations.
are here.
Yeah.
But yeah, take a screenshot. You've won a free 1-month subscription to Style Theory and a 6-month premium access to Intellect, which is worth more than $150 for SG residents only. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, take a screenshot of this if you are on it, to keep a record. And thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope that this was helpful. I obviously learned a lot today from Neha and your tips, your professional tips as well. I think that I definitely needed this reminder to myself to be grateful, practice gratitude for my body, and that, you know, we are the most important people in our lives, and to listen to our own narrative and not let it be written by other people. Take control over how you want to show up every day. Take control on, you know, who you want to be, right?
Yeah, right, absolutely. And I learned a lot from you, Claudia. Thanks so much for sharing so many wonderful tips. How we can use fashion, to uplift our mood. And they were very specific tips, and I'm going to use those myself. I'm sure it was very helpful for all the viewers. So thanks, everyone.
Oh,
Thanks,
great.
everybody, for
Thank you,
joining in.
everyone, for joining. Happy International Women's Day. And yeah, I
Yes.
hope you guys have a great rest of the
Yep.
week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.